Good morning everyone, Iain at RTO here. Welcome to Thursday, welcome to the busiest day of my week. Two videos and a live stream. Always busy on a Thursday. So today's then and now day. Today we're going to look at the mighty Kiss. Let's look at their first and their most current and maybe their last. We still not quite sure. And we'll look at some of their their other albums and pick out a few tunes from their memorable albums. So Kiss formed in 1973 by Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. Their live shows are pretty impressive. I've only seen them twice. Saw them at Donington and at the NEC. So let's look at the first album, Kiss, titled, released on the 18th of February 1974. Much of the material was written by Gene and Paul Stanley as members of their pre-Kiss band Wicked Lester. Simmons estimated that the entire process of recording and mixing took 3 weeks, but the producer Richie Wise said it took 13 days. Obviously Gene doesn't know how to count. The album was recorded at the Bell Sound Studios in New York City, and which was owned by the company that owned Buddha Records, which is Neil Bogart, the founder of Casablanca Records. So who's playing on here? We have got Paul Stanley plays the rhythm guitar and vocals, Mr. Gene Simmons bass and vocals, Peter Criss drums and vocals, Ace Frehley lead guitar and backing vocals, and we've got additional personnel on here. Bruce Foster plays acoustic piano and additional guitar. Warren Dewey played the fire engine. And it was co-produced by Kenny Kerner and Richie Wise. Okay, first track on the album, classic, Strutter. Get a classic from your first album's pretty cool, isn't it? Great track. Everybody loves it. Good solid rock song that is. Next track on this album is called Nothing to Lose. Some strong riffs in this, even at this early stage. Great vocal from Paul Stanley. Then we've got Firehouse. Ace Frehley's playing on this is really good. Nice bass line from Mr. Simmons. Awesome track. Cold Gin, one of the weaker tracks I think on this album. It's not bad. It's got some good drumming though from Peter Criss. It's not too bad. Let Me Know, just a very good rock track. It's not brilliant, it's not bad, it's just solid. Kissin Time, a lovely little rocker here. Strong bass line here from Mr. Gene Simmons. Then we have another classic, Deuce. Great track, great vocal. Then we get the love theme from Kiss. Some really nice guitar here from Ace Frehley. It's pretty good. 10th 100,000 Years. It's okay, I suppose. It's not brilliant. I'd say it's a bit of a filler track on this album. Black Diamond, the last track, good track. Some great guitar work here from Ace Frehley. Good solo. I like at the end of it, so the track starts to slow down. Feels like you're in the old record days, your record player had gone in, but it's all part of the fun. Okay, what do I think of this album? I think it's a good debut album. It's got 2 classics on it. I think it's worn the time very well. Still like listening to this album to this day. It's not, but that's my opinion. But what did the fans and the critics? Well, there's a bit of information for you. Despite the band promoting and touring for this album, it approximately sold 75,000 copies in its initial release, without a presence of a hit single, which I find hard when you got Deuce and Strutter on it. But by 1977, it had shipped 500,000 copies. And Gene Simmons and Ace Frehley have stated this is their favourite album. So what do the fans think? Well, it didn't do much in UK. It did eventually get to I think it got to number 87 in the US Billboard. Eventually, though, it did solve, as I said, 500,000 and got a gold certificate. The critics also, AllMusic gave it nearly 5 stars, excellent. Collector's Guide to Heavy Metal gave it 7 out of 10. The Encyclopedia of Popular Music gave it 3 stars. Pitchfork gave it 8 out of 10. And the New Rolling Stone Album Guide, as usual, very low scoring, give it 2 stars. So let's have a look, let's put some numbers together, and this is what I come up with. Okay, song quality for this album, there's some good songs on here. The writing is, even that early stage of their careers, was pretty solid. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Production wise, very good production. It's heavy, it's raw, it's a nice sound. 1974, and if they only did it in a few weeks, brilliant. So I'm going to give it a 4 again. Reception. It took a long time to people really like this album. You know, when you listen to it now, you think, "Oh, this was a good album," but when it came out, it sort of near enough sank without a trace. Like of most bands' first album, it sort of disappears, and then when they are popular, it comes back and everyone loves it. So I'm going to give it a reception 3 out of 5. So this gives Kiss a total of 11 out of 15, which isn't too bad. So let's get in the time machine. Let's zoom on 38 massive years. And we end up in we'll end up in 2012. It was released on the 9th of October. Yeah, my birthday it was released on, wow. And the album, of course, is Monster. The 20th album, and what could be the last album. It was the second release with the new guitarist Tommy Thayer. So alongside them in the band was, of course, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, and Eric Singer. Additional people on here was Brian Whelan, who played piano on Freak, and the producer was Paul Stanley and Greg Collins. So that's the first track, is Hell or Hallelujah. Good opening track, great riffs here from Tommy, absolutely great track, hails back to the good old days. Wall of Sound, again a really good track, great drumming here from Eric Singer, fantastic. Freak, it's okay, it's not the best track on the album. Back to the Stone Age, love Gene's vocal on this, solid bass line again. My favourite track on this album, sorry, and it's one of my favourite Gene Simmons songs actually. Really, really good. Shout Mercy, Again, strong track, good riffs, good tune, pretty good. Long Way Down, bit of a filler, not my sort of thing. Eat Your Heart Out, it's a little bit mediocre, not particularly brilliant. The Devil Is Me, right track, great track. The vocals on here from Gina are on fire. Out of This World, solid rock and roll track. All the love of rock and roll, solid, and I just love songs. There's not enough of it that mention the words rock and roll now. It's a pretty good track. Take Me Down Below, another typical Gene track. Thumping bass line and great drumming from Eric on this one. The last track, Last Chance, thumping bass line from Gene. Great track to end the album. What do I think of this? Well, I think this is a solid album. Probably their best album for a very, very long time. And if it is going to be their last album, this to me is a solid one to go out on. I think it sort of captured a lot of the glory days. Okay, there's a couple of fillers on here, but it did. They really tried to capture them heyday of Kiss, and I think it's a damn good album, and I listen to it quite a lot. So what do the fans think? Well, it debuted at number 3 on the Billboard. Not bad, is it? Top 10 album charts in Canada, Czech Republic, Norway, Sweden, Australia, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Italy, Finland and Japan. And top 20 in the UK and Spain and Hungary. So a big hit, big hit. It sold 660,000 copies in its first week of release in the States, and then 120,000 outside the domestic US. Very popular. Not many comments about it, but it got to number 21 in the UK, number 3 in America. All Music gave it 3 stars. Brave Words and Bloody Knuckles gave it 8 out of 5. I love that title. The Guardian gave it 3. Consequence of Sound give it a D. Los Angeles Times gave it a 3 star. Montreal Gazette give it 3 and a bit. Rolling Stone actually give it 3. My God. Sputnik Music 2 out of 5. The AV Club B-, and Washington Times 3. So what did I make of all that, learning that? So for song quality, I thought the songs were very good. Strong as ever, 4 out of 5. Production, as ever, strong production on any Kiss album, regardless of when they made it. Okay, we'll go and count the 80s, because every 80s rock band's production is terrible. But on this one it's belting, and I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Reception. Everybody liked it. I remember when it came out, listening to it, I thought, God, this is the best Kiss album I've heard in a long time. So I'm going to give for reception a full 5 out of 5, which give us a total of 14 out of 15. So it beats Kiss, because it is a pretty cool album. Okay, let's have a look at their other albums and pick out a couple of tracks of interest. But as usual, if you want me to do a full album ranking of Kiss, you know the drill by now. In the comments below, it'll be added to the very long list of bands that we're going to do. So 1974, we got Hotter Than Hell. Got to Choose is on this. Parasite, like this track, ripping riffs here, one of my favourite tracks on the album. Going Blind, okay. Hotter Than Hell, classic from Kiss, love that one. Let Me Go Rock and Roll, pretty cool. All the Way, Watching You, Mainline. Coming Home, Strange Ways, love this track, love the bass line on that, pretty good. 1975 then we got Dressed to Kill, opens up with Room Service, then Two Timer, Ladies in Waiting, Getaway, then we get Rock Bottom. I love the start of this, it's that gentle acoustic stuff, and then Paul comes in and rips the soul out of you, great vocal. Come and Love Me's cool, Anything for Me Baby, another good one. She, ripping drumming here from Peter Criss, fantastic track. Love Her, All I Can's okay. Rock and Roll All Night, again one of them classics we all love. 1976 got Destroyer, opens up with the classic Detroit Rock City. I love the album version because you get all the radio bit on it. Love that opening bass line, of course, from Gene. Fantastic track. And King of the Night, Nighttime World, very good track again. God of Thunder, another pretty decent track. Great Expectations, okay. Flaming Youth, another great track from the band. Love this one to death. Sweet Pain, okay. Shout It Out Loud, another of the classics. Beth, I don't like this. Am I the only one that doesn't like it? Please put that in your comments, because everyone loves Beth except me. I think it's awful. Do You Love Me? Yeah, Peter Criss, stick to your drums, because you're not a bad drummer. You're not brilliant, but you're solid. Rock and Roll Party, another good track. Again in 76, busy year for the boys. Rock and Roll Over, I Want You opens up the album. Take Me, another stomping track, love that one. Classic, Calling Dr. Love, one of Gene Simmons' best. Ladies' Room's okay. Baby Driver, great track. Another little gem from Gene. Love 'Em, Leave 'Em, that's alright. Mr. Speed's pretty alright. See You in Your Dreams, yeah, that's a good track. Hard Luck Woman, one of them little acoustic style numbers here from Kiss, and it's pretty good. Making Love, it's alright. 1977, get Love Gun. This was Peter Criss's last full album that he played all on the whole album. First track is I Stole Your Love, pretty good. Christine 16, okay. Nice tune, great track. The lyrics now are a little bit risque for our age now, but still a classic song from Kiss, I'm afraid. Got Love for Sale's pretty good. Shook Me even. Love the riff on this, great stuff from Ace Frehley. Tomorrow and Tonight, okay. Love Gun, absolute belter, isn't it? Classic. Hooligans, pretty good. Almost Human, it's okay. Plastercaster, this has got a thumping bass line like that one. Then they do a cover of the song Then She Kissed Me. This is not good. In fact, it's awful. Stop. No more covers. Anyway, move on, shall we? 1979, Dynasty. The album that people go, oh, this is not Kiss. It is. There's some good tracks on here. Peter Criss does one, plays drums on one track on this, and the rest of it's done by a guy called Anton Fig. We got keyboards on here as well. We got Vinnie Panica, and then you got Paul, Gene, and Ace. First track, I Was Made for Loving You. Some people don't like this, but I do. I think it's a quirky little track, and it's my guilty pleasure track from Kiss. 2000 Man, obviously, is a cover of a Stones track from the their Majesty's Request album. It's not a bad effort, actually. I know I dig them about the crystals, but they do this one a little bit more justice, and I've got no problem with it. Sure Knows Something, one of the worst songs that Kiss ever did. I'm not even going to talk about it. All I can say, I don't like it, and it's rubbish. Dirty Living. This is the last time we'd hear Peter Criss on a Kiss album for a little while. It's quite funky in places. It's not too bad. Charisma, oh, it's okay. Magic Touch, I don't mind this one either. Some nice riffs in this track. Hard Times, yeah. X-Ray Eyes, ooh, it's a little bit dodgy. And Save Your Love. Okay, then 1980 we had Unmasked. This is a funny one. It's credited to Peter Criss as a band member, but he doesn't play on it because it's Anton Fig. I don't know why they do that. So you got Paul, Gene, and now Ace again. Is That You? It's all right. Shandy, pretty okay. Talk to Me's okay. Naked City's not too bad. What the Make Go Will Go Round, don't like that one. Tomorrow's mediocre. Two Sides of the Coin, no. She's So European, I'm not keen on this. Easy As It Seems, love this one. I love the bass line on it, it's pretty good. Torpedo Girl's alright. You're That I Want, he's alright. Okay, 1981. They take a different look at stuff and they come up with music from the Elder. Eric Carr's first album. So we've got Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley and Eric Carr. The album, it just doesn't sound like Kiss. It's all over the place. It's weird. Don't know what they were doing. We got the Oath Fanfare, Just a Boy, probably the only one of the decent tracks. Dark Light, Only You, Under the Rose, A Word Without Heroes. Under the Oath is pretty good. It's the only track that I'd say that, yeah, that's Kiss. Mr. Blackwell, Escape from the Island, Odyssey. The riffs on that one aren't too bad. But it's a little bit weird to me. Finale, no. 1982. Creatures of the Night. Ace Frehley's gone now. In comes Vinnie Vincent to join Eric Carr, Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. Opens up with the Creatures of the Night. Great track. Love that one. Classic. Saint and Sinner. Opening riff is there. Is pretty cool from Vinnie Vincent. Like that one. Coming Home. Rock and Roll Hell. Danger. Then we get the classic I Love It Loud. Love the drums on that. Absolutely belting track. I Still Love You. Good track. Killer's okay. War Machine. I love this track. One of them deep tracks off the album. I love Vinnie Vincent's solo on this. It's absolutely brilliant. 1983 then. Lick It Up. Paul, Gene, Eric and Vinnie. Opens up with Exciter. Nothing to do with Priest. But again, great riff. Great track. Not for the Innocents, okay. Lick It Up. Not a huge fan of that. Everyone goes bonkers for it, except Iain. Young and Wasted. Love Gene's vocal on this. Great bass line as well. Gimme More, thundering song. Good riffs. All Hell's Breaking Loose. Bog standard Kiss track. Million to One again. Your bog standard Kiss track. Fits Like a Glove. Eric Carr is on fire. What a fantastic drummer he was. Really pounding out that beat on that. Dance All Over Your Face is okay, and on the 8th day, pretty mediocre. 1984, we get Animalize. Vinnie Vincent's gone. In comes Mark St. John for his only album. It's a shame why he only did the one album, obviously because he had arthritis and he struggled to pay. But this album has got some great stuff on it from him. So we got Paul, Gene, and Eric. Had Enough, Into the Fire opens it up. It's okay. Bit radio friendly for me. Heaven's on Fire. Classic, isn't it? Absolute classic. Mark St. John's guitar work on that is brilliant. He was such a good guitarist. I think if he'd have wasn't ill, he'd have probably stayed for a longer because he was good. Burn Bitch Burn, another great track. Get All You Can Take's pretty good. Lonely is the Hunter, solid. Under the Gun, great track. Love that one. Thrills in the Night, that's okay. White City Sleeps, okay. Murder in High Heels, it's okay. 1985, new guitarist Bruce Kulick, I don't know how you want to pronounce it. Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, and Eric Carr. King of the Mountains, okay. Any Way You Slice It, love this, solid track. Bruce guitar work is awesome on that. Who Wants to Be Lonely, another really good track off this album. Trial by Fire's okay. I'm Alive, Eric Carr, On Fire, drumming on that is fantastic. Love's a Deadly Weapon, another great rock track here. Some great work from Bruce, great track. Secretly Cruel's missed one out. Tears Are Falling, very popular track from the MTV days, isn't it? Dear, not a favourite of mine, I'm afraid. Secretly Cruel's okay. Radar for Love, okay. All Night, no, I don't like that one. 1987, this is the tour that I saw them on, the Crazy Nights tour. Opens up with Crazy Nights. Again, it's one of those tracks, if I never hear this again, I won't lose sleep over it. I'll Fight for You, I'll Fight Hell to Hold You. Oh dear, not brilliant. Bang Bang You, not very good either. Now, no. Okay, people say, oh, this is a rip-off of Van Halen. But it's brilliant. The drumming on this is great. When I saw them live, Eric Carr was on fire. They did this track and it was absolutely brilliant. Hell on High Water, it's alright. My Way, not particularly brilliant. When the World Comes Down, no. Reason to Live, I just can't stand that record. Good Girl Gone Bad's okay. Turn on the Night again, a bit wishy-washy. And Thief in the Night, it's not too bad. Then we got Hot in the Shade, 1989. Sadly, this would be Eric Carr's last full album before he sadly died. Another great loss to the rock and roll world was Eric Carr. Rise to It, it's alright. Betrayed, one of the better tracks on here. I Hide Your Heart, a cover of a Bonnie Tyler track. Anything that's covered by Bonnie Tyler is better than Bonnie Tyler, because you know how I feel about Bonnie Tyler. Prisoner of Love, it's okay. Read My Body, bog standard. Love Is a Slap in the Face, again very bog standard. Forever, it's alright. Silver Spoon, Cadillac Dreams, King of Hearts, The Street Giveth and The Street Taketh Away, You Love Me to Hate You, Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell, Little Caesar, and Boomerang. Best track on the album, again the great drumming of the brilliant Eric Carr. 1992 we have Revenge, Eric Singer's first album with Kiss. So we got Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Bruce Kulick, Eric Singer. Now Eric Carr does play on a couple of tracks on this, but we'll talk about when we get to them. Unholy, great little riff on here, love that one. Take It Off, that's okay. Tough Love, not the best track. Spit, great little rock and roll number, love that one. Then we get God Gave Rock and Roll to You. Okay, it's cheesy. It's from Bill and Ted's, I think it's Bill and Ted's, is it Bogus Journey? Yes, it's the one where they become musicians and the evil and good Bill Ted. I quite like them films, bit of a guilty pleasure, but this is, I think, the last track that Eric Carr ever played on. It's got a pretty good guitar solo in it, so it's another guilty pleasure. I do like this. It's a nice song for Eric to go out on as well, very fitting, I think. Domino, I like this one again, great rock and roll stuff. Heart of a Chrome's okay. Thou Shalt Not, it's pretty mediocre. Every Time I Look at You's pretty good. Paralysed, it's okay. I Just Wanna, pretty cool. Then we get Car Jam 1981. I think this is a nice little tribute to Eric Carr, just doing some drum stuff, and it's pretty good. Okay, we have to wait a long time for another album. 5 years. 1997, Carnival Sol's The Final Sessions. This is Paul, Gene, Bruce and Eric. I'm just going to go through the titles of the tracks because there's not one track on here I like. Hate, Rain, Master and Slave, Childhood's End, I Will Be There, Jungle, In My Head, It Never Goes Away, Seduction of Innocent, I Confess, In the Mirror, I Walk Alone. I don't like it. I didn't like the direction they went in. They are not a grunge band. They were never a grunge band. What were they thinking? Okay, 1998. The well anticipated reunion, which wasn't much of a reunion, was it? Psycho Circus. We got Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley. And how's this? Peter Criss just won. This is the reunion that Peter Criss only plays on one track, and the rest of the drumming is done by Kevin Valentine. You've also got Tommy Thayer on here, who became a member of Kiss, and ex-Kiss member Bruce Kulick, don't know how we pronounce it, who plays on 2 tracks. Some reunion, eh? And the tour didn't go well, did it either, and it was just a mess. Psycho Circus is a good track though, I like that one. Within, I Pledge the Alliance, A State of Rock and Roll, Into the Void, it's got some nice bits on it. We Are One, certainly weren't with this album, boys. You Wanted the Best, no. Raise Your Glasses, I Finally Found My Way. Dreaming, Journey of 1,000 Years. Oh, terrible album. I don't like it at all. You can tell it's just disjointed. What a bad move that was. Nice to see them play together and doing the old hits, but I think as a project it just didn't go well. 2009, Sonic Boom came out. We got Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Tommy Thayer's now an official member with Eric Singer. Modern Day Delilah, I don't mind that, not a bad track. Russian Roulette's pretty good. Never Enough's okay. Yes, I know. Solid Little Rocker, do like that one. Stand, it's okay. Hot and Cold, pretty mediocre. All the Glory's okay. Dangerous is pretty good. I Am an Animal, good stuff. When the Lightning Strikes, it's okay. And Say Yeah, I actually like that one. It's a bit cheesy, but it's It's quite uplifting because they did this in that concert they did in Dubai during the COVID lockdown, and that little concert they did. And Paul said a lot about this, and yeah, I like what he said. So good way to end the album. Okay, that's a quick, brief history of the mighty Kiss. As you know, if you want me to do a full album ranking of Kiss, I think you all know now what we have to do. We have to put Iain in the comments. Can we have one? And I will do one for you. Okay, what we got left for today? We've got album artwork. We'll be looking at progressive metal giants, Dream Theater, and then we got a live stream tonight. It'll happen sometime between 7 and 8 and 8:30. All depends on something else I'm doing today. So as soon as I've done something, I can come on and do the update, tell you what's been going on and what's happening next week. More important. So I'll be back later with album artwork. Take care for now.